Now, when we talk about integrated bracelet watches, there's a few that come to mind. The Nautilus, the Royal Oak, the Ingenieur, the Laureato, and maybe even the Tissot PRX. But there's one particular integrated bracelet watch that I've been wanting to get hands on with for a long time, and Christopher Ward has answered. And of course I'm talking about the 12, and in particular the two that I have in hand is the 40mm with the white dial, as well as the 38mm with the white dial. At the end of the video I'm going to tell you which one's my favorite, which size I would recommend. But after having spent time with this watch, a couple of weeks now, I feel like this may be the best valued integrated sports watch under $1,000 right now. I know it's a bold statement, and even more bolder is the statement that I do not understand anybody who would pick a Tissot PRX over this. But I'll touch on that a little bit later. But before I do get into it, let me introduce myself. I'm Jag from Jag's Watches. This is a watch channel that posts 3 times a week. So if you're into anything to do with watches, please do consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Returning viewers, welcome back. I appreciate all of your support. So let's talk about the design and first impressions of this, because I saw many pictures, footage online, and I was a slight little sort of worry I had at the back of my mind that they looked a little cheap. And I think the reason for that is this watch plays with the light a lot. The dial, the bracelet. I'm so impressed by the bracelet, but we'll get to that in just a second. But when you have this in person, that 3D pyramid dial texture adds real depth and catches the light in a way you'd expect from a Royal Oak or a Laureato, as I mentioned. There's a 12-sided bezel, angular, bold and beautifully executed. It combines brush polished and sandblasted finishes. There's a kind of understated confidence about the 12. It doesn't try too hard, but it still draws attention. And a lot of that I think has to do with this bracelet. I feel like maybe not the white dial, but there's so many dial colors out there that you can choose from. I think it's stealth luxury in its best sense. So we're talking about wearability, it's refined and surprisingly versatile. Let's talk about the specs. So I've got the 2 different case sizes, 38mm as well as a 40mm, and the height of it is 9.95mm, lug to lug of 43.3. It's got the Sellita SW200 movement with 38-hour power reserve. It's got the date function and anti-shock system, sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, 100 meters water resistance, and an exhibition case back, which is, I think, tastefully finished. This is the kind of spec I think you would expect from a watch that costs around a $2,000 to $3,000 mark, not $1,000. It's Swiss made, the finishing is exceptional, and the movement is solid and quite cheap to service down the line. Now, I think the thing that really surprised me with these watches was the integrated bracelet. The way it plays with the light, the feel of it, it just feels so premium. And the 38mm, I'm going to just pick on this model for just a second, because I think this is where the 38mm has a bit of a sticky point for me. It tapers down from 23mm to 17mm. For me, I feel that taper is quite aggressive. And it's a shame, because I feel like the 38mm version of this watch is my sweet spot. I feel like the case diameter, the dimensions of the case is perfect, but I feel like the taper is just a little bit too aggressive for me personally. But I know a lot of you out there would prefer that taper and like that sort of aggressive taper. I feel like the taper on the 40mm version is something that looks a little bit more, well, I prefer, I should say. But again, the case diameter of it being 40mm, I feel like is a little bit too big for me. I prefer the 38mm version of that. It has a beautiful butterfly clasp, which, by the way, has micro adjustment built in. So either side gives you 1.5mm of adjustment, so 3mm in total. Again, for a watch that cost $1,000, it offers a hell of a lot. And this is the real kicker, $1,000. And I know $1,000 is still a lot of money to a lot of people, including myself. But it puts it into competition with the Tissot PRX, the automatics, and certain micro brands out there. But I think it completely wipes the floor with the Tissot PRX. I don't understand if you have both of these watches in your hand, and I've spent a lot of time with the Tissot PRX, a lot of my friends have that watch. But having spent time with the 12, I feel like it beats it in every single way. The movement, the finishing, the dial, the bracelet, in every single way. And Honestly, if you're considering buying the Tissot PRX, just think about buying this. This is not a sponsored video. You know, really wanted to get hands-on with this because I've seen so many reviews of this particular watch and never quite believed it was going to be as good as it is, sorry. You can tell Christopher Ward spent time making this, not just a copy of other integrated watches. So, final thoughts. I want to circle back now to the 38mm versus the 40mm, and I think I'm stuck in the middle. And I've told you it's got a lot to do with the bracelet and the way the 38mm bracelet tapers quite aggressively. I think the 38mm for me, I have 6 3/4 inch wrists. I think the case is perfect. The size of the case is perfect, but maybe the bracelet is a little bit too thin for my liking. Butterfly clasp, everything about it is brilliant. I mean, I think that this is a great option if you're looking for an integrated bracelet watch around that price point. If you've been looking for something with a luxury look, finishing, the details without selling a kidney, I think this might just be the one. Let me know in the comments if you have seen this watch in person. If you have this watch in person, what are your thoughts about it? If you have the Tissot PRX, I'm sorry I'm not destroying that watch. I do feel like that is a great watch, especially if you buy the quartz version, then it becomes a better sort of value proposition at that price point. But if you are getting the Powermatic, I feel like this watch is head over heels better than the Tissot PRX. Now, if you've enjoyed the video as usual, please do like and subscribe and support the channel. It really does help. And if you've watched to the end, thank you. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving the channel so far. It means a lot. I have been working very hard. We've been posting 3 times a week, and I think we're close, if not past 2,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for that as well. I didn't think we'd grow as quickly as we have, but again, it's testament to you guys, the community we're building here. I am sort of surprised. Is really the only way I can explain how I feel with how this is growing. Great feedback, and I am trying my best to improve these videos as I make them. And so if you want me to cover anything in the next video or the future videos, do leave a comment down below in this video now. I'll be looking at them. I do respond to all the comments. I do try to. And yeah, so I've been Jag from Jags Watches, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.